Today is very special as we are celebrating International Women's Day. And in my marketing studies, I have realized that millennials are a most puzzling phenomenon of all generations. They were born at the dawn of the new age where there's already cell phones. And then, of course, they're the first digital natives. They're also socially connected via multiple devices. And they tend to be involved and interested as well as connected with a lot of things, a lot of organizations, a lot of things that will help them focus. In this time and age, sometimes they also tend to be trying to find themselves and seeking their purpose. But there are also people who are more than fortunate to already know their purpose and find themselves. And so I'm glad to be able to talk to someone who has seemed to already made sense of what she is supposed to be doing here in this lifetime. And perhaps this conversation would also help us understand how millennials think and what they do for this life. And so, my guest today is a registered pharmacist, an animal advocate, and head of public relations for Team Rescue Iloilo. She's an aspiring YouTube vlogger, certified spiritual life coach, and certified angel guide. Please welcome to Life Expressions, Thea Marie Pugales. Hi, Thea.
Hi, Tita Cha.
Welcome to Life Expressions.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a privilege.
Of course. And so, Thea, I am wondering actually how millennials think, how millennials live during this pandemic, and how things are for you millennials. So, I would like to ask you what keeps you excited to wake up every morning at this time?
Well, I think the simplest things in life, my two dogs and coffee, of course. I couldn't start the day without coffee. But on a more serious note, what keeps me excited to wake up in the morning is even though with regards to the pandemic, we still have that chance and opportunity to create something in that day and to live to the fullest and not just exist. As a millennial, I've always been struggling with finding a path and a purpose. And I think before we get into the long term goal, we focus on our day to day short term goals in order
Yeah.
to reach that. So, yeah, that's what keeps me excited the most.
What's a typical day for you?
Well, basically, my dogs wake me up
Yes.
for my fur mom duties, and
Mhm.
then I go through my emails, through my schedules for the day. Of course, I have a day job as a pharmacist, and then after that, I attend to my duties for Team Rescue Iloilo. So I check if there is a project proposals or collaborations for them. And then if there are upcoming events that we will hold, such as vaccination drives and all that, and aside from that, we have a booth in Festive Mall Iloilo. So basically, we are there for 7 days a week. So if I have an extra time, I go there, I visit there, and be a volunteer them. And then after that, of course, aside from being all that, I am also a full-time daughter. So
Mhm.
I have responsibilities as a daughter. I fetch my mom every day from work. And after that, of course, when I get home, I attend to my dogs again. And then, of course, home duties. And the most important part of my day is basically the time where I quiet my mind to be in prayer and meditation. So, yeah, that's a typical day for me. Very busy day.
A typical day that is full or jam packed with things to
Yeah.
do. But what excites you most?
Basically having this different roles I have to fill in my day-to-day duties. I
Mhm.
think the most exciting part for me is that in each and every role that I have, I get to make a difference. I get to have a voice in speaking my truth, and while doing that, I also get to help others, not just only people, not just only those of my patients as a pharmacist, not just only humans, but most especially the environment and animals as well. So for me, that's a very exciting thing as
Mhm.
a very young person to
Yes.
have a purpose in impacting other people's lives, and of course, not just people as well as animals.
Yes. I have seen your posts on Facebook that you are such an active animal advocate. How did you become an animal advocate?
Well, actually, last 2018, I lost my first dog, Mochi.
Mhm.
So after I lost him due to a sickness, it's distemper. So he was very young. After he died, my whole outlook with regards to animals changed completely. I developed a deeper sense of empathy towards them. So yeah, after that, fast forward 2020, it was my birth month. It was September, and usually for me during my birthdays, I do charity works. Not big charity works
Mm-hmm.
in order to give back, but that was the first time that I hosted a fundraising event.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for I for over the years it was basically the beneficiaries are humans like street childrens, those
Yeah.
kinds of things. But the last 2020 I wanted it to be animals naman. So
Yes.
I wanted it to change a little bit. So I hosted this fundraising for the very first time. Of course, I was nervous on how people would respond to it. Of course, it is in public, so
Yes.
I don't know if it will work, if I will gather enough funds, those kinds of things. So I was browsing Facebook that time, and I was searching for animal groups that could be the beneficiary of that fundraiser. So as I was looking for that group, I came
Yes.
across Team Rescue Iloilo. That time they were just 3 months old because they just started last June and that was
Mm-hmm.
September. So they are very new.
Yeah.
And I was praying, actually I was asking for a sign, Lord angels, if I message this group and if they don't return it agad-agad,
Yeah.
then I think I will look for another group. But I messaged them at around 12:30 midnight.
Yes.
So I really don't know if they are still awake or not.
Yeah.
But after 3 minutes, they responded.
Mm.
So that's it. I did the fundraising for, I guess, 2.5 to 3 weeks. And
Yes.
then after I gathered the funds, um, half of the money were given as vet funds for them, and half of the money were purchased. I purchased dog food,
Mhm.
vitamins, dewormers, those kinds of things. So they were in kind. So
Yes.
I've given them both in cash and in kind. And then upon turning over the donations, I participated in their rescue program as well on that day. And then after that, I participated in their feeding program as well. So basically, I got a first-hand experience on how they work. They
Yeah.
literally work day in and day out. And
Yes.
then it was such a fulfilling experience for me. And actually, I vlogged about it. I recorded it and it's in my YouTube channel. And then after that, after I ended that day, I really felt that sense of fulfillment and having to not just save lives, but to give second chance at life with regards to strays, especially. So because unlike humans, they don't have a voice usually. So after that, a few days after they called me, they asked me to be one of their moderators. So yeah, of course, I immediately said yes to the responsibilities. And fast forward, we're 9 months right now. And yeah, from a very small group, we're in 9,000 followers now on Facebook. So I'm very grateful to be a part of that team. So that's my whole journey.
Oh, that's great. And now you are very much active with Team Rescue Iloilo as public relations head. Tell me about your role and responsibility as the public relations head.
Well, basically, I am in charge with collaborations with regards to those people who want to join projects with us, those kinds of things. I also help with regards to hosting events such
Mhm.
as vaccination drives or fashion shows for dogs, those kinds of things. And we are fortunate enough that donators do come and
The
partnerships
donors,
do
yeah.
come from, yeah, different kinds of organizations and different kinds of businesses. Because right now, even restaurants all around the city
Mhm.
pledged their leftovers for our stray feeding program. So basically, I'm in charge of public relations, developing
Mhm.
that relationship in the public. And
Mhm.
well, of course, aside from being the head of public relations, I share a responsibility of being a rescuer, of course.
Mhm.
Of course, I go through rescue too, and participate in our stray feeding as well.
Yeah, it's good that you get involved in this activity and in this organization, meaning to say that you are not, you don't just say that you care, but you actually care and you show it through your actions, right? And so I'm pretty sure that there are also challenges in doing this advocacy. What are the challenges that you have faced in doing these?
Well, actually, a few of our challenges as a member of this organization and as an organization itself, um, we honestly get reported cases,
Hmm.
50 to 75 reported cases every day that we cannot
Wow.
attend to at
Yeah.
once. So basically, people do not always understand that
Mhm.
of course you have to take in one case at a time or two cases at a time to be able to give the proper care for these strays and rescues. And aside from that, shelter space is an issue since we are very new and our
Mhm.
resources are very limited. Our shelter space is also limited, and we don't want to, gather strays as a whole and then dump them in the shelter. We
Mhm.
do not want that kind of system in our organization. So what we do is we do case to case basis and one case at a time. And then if they are ready for adoption, we will screen and interview potential adopters for them to have their forever family, because that is our goal, for them to feel the kind of love that a family should give them as
Mhm.
rescues, as strays before. And aside from that, of course, funds is we are very thankful, yes, again, because of donators, but we cannot oblige them to
Yeah.
donate every time because
Yeah.
they have a life of their own, and this advocacy is kumbaga, it's ours. So we
Yeah.
cannot oblige anyone to, okay, you have to donate, you have to do this every week, you have to do this every month, you have to
Mhm.
give this amount of money. If we call on donations, we are very fortunate that we receive the love from the public. But of course, when it comes to vet bills, it's not cheap
Yeah.
per rescue, especially when we have heavy cases such as hit and run, surgery,
Mhm.
heavy surgery cases. Funds are very limited to us also, and not all reports are catered. And aside from that, we have to understand that not all rescues are successful. There are times that reported cases come very late na, and the
Mhm.
infection of that stray is already on the worst case scenario. So
Mhm.
we try our best, but our vets try their best too in helping. But of course, if they eventually give up, we cannot do anything about it anymore.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of strength, emotional strength, and mental stability to go through that,
Mhm.
especially if because I'm not just an animal advocate, I am a dog lover itself. So
Mhm.
it is very easy for us to be affected during rescues. And a challenge for us is to perform our duties and responsibilities without breaking into pieces every time.
Yeah, I'm sure donors would understand how much you appreciate their love and, of course, their donations. And I'm pretty sure that they would keep them coming, knowing that you actually care and do the things that you would love to do for not just the stray dogs, but the strays that are already in your care. But what about the rewarding experiences? I'm pretty sure that you keep on doing this because you also have that feeling of satisfaction every time you do it.
Yes, well, I think as a team, as a group, one of the rewarding experiences that we've experienced in this journey as an animal advocate is that you get to see life transformations literally in front of you. And there are times that it's not just life transformations, it's miracles in general, because we have cases that the vets tell us that it is hopeless. Example, a hit and run victim, he is paralyzed forever, and then we
Yeah.
cannot do anything about it. We can just
Mhm.
give TLC, tender love and care.
Mhm.
And some there are some vets that really do suggest euthanasia, but we are very opposed to that kind of practice. So basically what we do, if it's already a worst case scenario, we just give TLC. You let
Mhm.
them feel love, let them feel surrounded by
Mhm.
people who care about them. And eventually we had one case that we really thought that he will be paralyzed forever. He always cries, he cannot pee on his own, he cannot eat on his own. But
Mhm.
basically, we got shocked when he stood up on his own. Now he is running. So there's those miracles, those life transformation that is very rewarding.
Yeah.
And of course, once we screen for adopters and find families for our rescues, and
Yeah.
we require our adopters to update us every now and then, and seeing them from the streets
Hmm.
and to seeing them now into a sleeping beside their owners and in an air conditioned room, that's a very fulfilling thing for us as a rescuer.
Yeah. It's great just listening to you, how passionate you are with this cause. And I know that you're also a vlogger, right? You say you're an aspiring vlogger, but I would say you already are. Tell us about this.
Well, I started, well, pandemic wise, I really got bored at the house. And last August 2020, I started vlogging. But eventually, I stopped for 4 months because of how the shift of the environment is happening. So basically, we were slowly allowed to go out, we are slowly
Yes.
allowed to do our job. So
Hmm.
basically, I got really busy. I got really busy with my day job with Team Rescue Iloilo with Try.
Hmm.
And then I stopped for 4 months, and basically I started filming again just last February after
Hmm.
Valentine's Day. So it's like I doing it again
Hmm.
last. So basically I am not yet a big
Right.
YouTuber. I'm a very small YouTuber, but
Hmm.
I think it is a great platform to be able to spread awareness also with regards to animal cruelty, and of course to share your light, your
Yeah.
positivity. So yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's great because you do that and you find meaning to what you do, like from being an animal advocate to someone who shares your light to people. So, tell me, how do you do it? Like the journey, how do you actually immerse yourself in the things that you do?
Well, as I'm not always this bright when it comes to dealing with everything, since I think it all boils down to intentions now with everything that we do, and find purpose in everything that we say and the actions that we take, because merely what you invest your energy into, it has to be intentional, it has to be purposeful. Otherwise, what are you doing, so
Exactly.
before I do anything, before I say anything, before I take actions, I always reflect and think about why, my whys, to why
Yeah.
am I doing this, what is my purpose, what do I want,
Yeah.
and growing up, it's not always like this. My mindset was not always like this, but you go through challenges, you thrive, you
Yeah.
strive, and then eventually you heal pasts of you, and eventually align yourself with your creator and with compassion and love. And basically, I don't know, I just woke up, and then it's an accumulative thing, though it's not an overnight thing. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is actually the little things that you do every day that led you to what and who you are today. So you are
Mhm.
also a spiritual life coach. Tell me, how did you become one?
Well, actually, I have always been. I like to think that ever since I was young, I have experiences with
Mhm.
the heavenly beings, and I'm very much open to spirituality. But as time goes by, as I was looking for my purpose, I was looking for my passion.
Mhm.
There was one time that I asked myself, what do I really want? What
Mhm.
do Because I ventured to a lot of things. I've done voice lessons. I've been a dancer. Those kinds of things, and I think those things are great. Skills wise, and the things that you gain when you engage to those kinds of activities are great. But it all boils down to, again, purpose. What do I really want? What legacy do I want to leave in this lifetime, if ever
Mhm.
I already crossed the other life, so it's basically all the whys again. So
Mhm.
yeah, I wanted to be someone who impacts other people's lives
Mhm.
in a way that they can transform how they view themselves,
Mhm.
not just physically, but their self-worth, their with regards to self-care, how they view others, how they view their relationship to other people,
Mhm.
to the environment. So yeah, I think a spiritual life coach is one of the great platforms into doing what I want. So
Mhm.
yes, that's the time that I ventured out to it. I took courses and classes to be a certified spiritual life coach. So
Yeah.
yes.
And so your why is being a positive impact to others, helping them find their self-worth. Is that your why?
Yes, because actually being a spiritual life coach is, it's like an ordinary coaching. So when you coach someone,
Hmm.
you analyze your clients. Where are your clients right now? Where do they want to go? What's working for them? What's not working for them? What are the necessary steps they need to take to reach their ultimate goal? So
Hmm.
spiritual life coaching is similar to that, but it's we touch parts deeper than the physicality.
Hmm.
So we help clients understand the importance of mindset, and
Yeah.
then it's a very holistic approach. It's not just the mindset; it's the emotions, the physical self, the spiritual being. Because when you feed your mind
Hmm.
doubts and fears, you will eventually feel them
Hmm.
emotionally. You
Yeah.
become fearful. You become doubtful of yourself, and then in turn, your physical self will be lazy, will be stagnant because of that fear and that blockage that stopping you to reach your goals. And when the physical self, the mindset, and the emotional self is affected, your spiritual connectedness to your inner being, to other people's, and to the earth, and your connection to nature also diminishes. So yeah, it's a
Yes.
very holistic approach, and we touch subjects that is more than just the physicality. So we help our clients understand that there is more to them than just their name and their physical looks.
Yeah. So how
So
do they
yeah,
get in touch with you to ask you to be their spiritual life coach?
actually, I just graduated spiritual life coaching last, I think by the end of February. So
Hmm.
I'm very new to it, and I'm just starting
Yeah.
to make my own spiritual life coaching program. So basically, I don't do a program itself
Hmm.
pa as of now. It's
Okay.
more on the little things, the those little chunks of
Yeah.
being a spiritual life coach that I
Or do
give
you already
advice.
have clients?
As an angel guide, as an angel reader, of course I do have clients already.
Oh,
And as a spiritual life coach, there are people who are asking, but I don't want to dive into to it yet, because I do not have a course outline for them.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
basically I'm building that up right now.
Okay, that's
So
good.
yeah.
That's good. You've mentioned you already have clients. You're doing it as an angel guide. How does it work? What does an
Yes.
angel guide do?
Well, actually, an angel guide, an angel reader, or an earth angel, as they may say, they are empaths or very intuitive persons that is committed to learning the techniques on how angels work. Because,
Mhm.
as we know, in a Catholic perspective, we all know that angels and archangels are here to be
True.
messengers of God, right?
Yeah.
So our mentor is an international angelologist, which helps us learn
Mhm.
the techniques on how these
Mhm.
heavenly beings communicate and send us the messages of Christ. So basically, we develop our spiritual gifts, and we create a personal bond with them, and actually be a vessel of delivering these messages to our clients and giving them clarity and understanding of where they are right now and how they are being guided. Because um, we we do not realize this, but eventually we are divinely guided every time. It's just a matter of looking at the right direction and seeing that guidance.
Yeah.
And of course, our creator respects free will. So yeah, if you do not want to be guided, and then basically he will not force you to be there.
Yeah. But when you pray for guidance and ask for guidance and protection from your angels, definitely they will come and give that to you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you would be given a choice to choose someone whom to guide, who would you like to guide?
In an individual aspect,
Yes.
I do not have anyone in my mind, but as a collective, I think those people that I want to guide are, the younger generation,
Yeah.
especially younger women, because
Yeah.
I have been in situations where I was young and I needed guidance the most, and
Mhm.
as an eldest among the three
Yeah.
siblings, I do not have a an older sibling. So basically, I have to do everything alone, to figure out things on my own. And it's not the pressure, but I think every eldest every older sibling has this thought in their mind that if ever they fail, they just do not fail as a person, they fail as a daughter, they fail as a child, they fail as a sibling. So basically I want to guide those people who have sort of has the same similar journey as me, because at
Mhm.
some point I knew that I needed that. And with young women nowadays, they tend to repress their emotions, which is very, very unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it creates a lot of traumas in there. And in turn, it affects their relationship with other people. So, yeah, if given a chance, I would like to guide those younger generation, especially young women who are in pursuit of their passion as well.
That is very good. You seem to be doing a lot of things. How do you find time to focus? And how do you focus on the things that you prioritize?
Well, I think time management is really a big factor here, but just balance. When I say balance, it doesn't mean that you're giving everything to everything. You just find those little things that make you purposeful. As to my case, being a pharmacist makes me purposeful. Being an animal advocate, an angel guide, a vlogger, these types of things make me purposeful. So I will focus on that. I do not need to attend dance classes every Saturday and then play sports the next day, to attain that balance. It's just finding what you really want, what gives you purpose, and then sticking to that, focusing and honing your skills in those parts of you so that you can be an effective you can be as effective in your roles as possible.
Thea, you have already said your purpose, and it's good that at such a young age, you already know what you want, you know what you are here for, and you want to be a positive impact to others. What are your aspirations, your personal aspirations?
Well, with regards to my future plans, my
Yes.
aspirations, of course, the original plan was to make my parents proud, and
Wow.
I'm sticking to that. And then, of course, in a more personal note, I want to be able to, of course, one day build my own family, and share my light also with them, with my children one day. And then, aside from that, as a pharmacist, I want to be able to have my own business, a pharmacy business one day. I
Mhm.
want to be able to manage it. And
Mhm.
then I want also to expand Team Rescue Iloilo not only with regards to reach, but shelter space resources. I want to be able to help them create that bigger space for these animals and strays that really need our help. And aside from that, of course, I want to be able to finish my signature spiritual coaching program so that I may open that to other people who wants me to render their services to them, to knowing themselves more and to look deeply into them and finding their purpose and passion. And of course, I think one day I also want to be a mentor for those who want to pursue their passion and
Yeah.
in the path of seeking what they
Yeah.
really want. So
That
yeah.
that is good. That is good. And it appears that you really know what you want, as I've said. But are there other things that you think might hamper you from getting what you want? And what would you do to overcome them?
Well, of course, at the end of the day, I am human, and to be honest, there are of course a lot of doubts, not just inside of me, but outside of me also. There is a lot of questions, a lot of what ifs. But when you walk by faith, not by sight, when you really know that passion burning inside of you, and it's very expansive, that every time you breathe in that kind of life in you.
Mhm.
I think the strength and the that why again.
Yeah.
That's very important to me. The why.
Yeah.
And when you know how to stick with that, you will know how to block out the noise and the doubts. Um, Outside of you. And of course, when self doubt comes in, prayer is everything also when it comes to pursuing what you really want. And, to ask for that guidance from our creator is a very big factor for me also to keep going. And when it comes to to those things that are burning me from outside, I always remind myself with this beautiful saying. I just forgot who it's from, but it says that the same boiling water softens the potato and hardens the egg. So it's not the circumstance, it's not the environment, it's what you're made of, and it's who you truly are. So you just stick to your core and to, walk by faith.
Excellent. Very good. It's true that what's most important is you know your reason for being. If you know your purpose, whatever challenges will come your way, you will easily overcome them. If there is a message that you'd like to share to young people, or especially young women like you who are still seeking their purpose, what would you tell them?
I think I would tell them that do not be afraid to be uncomfortable. Do not be afraid to be different, because it is in discomfort and it is in being in a different state. That's where maturity and growth comes in. The learnings, the wisdom. Crave for that, and it is not always. You're not always gonna be happy for 24 hours each and every day. You're gonna have lazy days. You're gonna have emotional days, and that's okay. You honor your emotions, you feel it if you have to, so that you can release it. Do not ever repress your emotions, because it will damage you in the end. And I know whatever I'm saying right now, you think that life is very serious, but no, you do not have to forget that sometimes life comes as a joke, and you have to enjoy the ride, the ups and downs, and whatever things that you do, how you empower yourself with regards to breaking free, that may be in a very conservative way or a very liberating way. It's okay, as long as you know how to respect yourself. There is no one that can disrespect you. So do not ever put your life in other people's hands. Know what you want, own who you are. So there is an powerful thing in being a woman, and sometimes younger generations forget that. And I just want to remind them that you are more than your name. You are more than the physical looks, because young women tend to think that being pretty creates a lot of opportunity, but no. Being who you are creates an opportunity. And if there is no opportunity around, you as a woman, you have the power to create that opportunity for yourself. So do not ever doubt yourself. Find that purpose, find that passion, walk by faith and never by sight. And always stick to your core and stick to your whys, and find that support system. That support system will help you get through everything.
Wonderfully said. Thank you so much. That is truly inspiring. And I am pretty sure a lot of young women would like to emulate you, would like to find their purpose and celebrate their womanhood, celebrate their being. Thank you so much, Thea, for sharing your insights with us here in Life Expressions. And so please show some love if you like this podcast. Make sure to like this and share it with your friends. Thea, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tita Cha, for having me. It is such
And
a wonderful experience.
And of course, it was great listening to you, to your insights. If you have comments and suggestions, please feel free to message me on face. Thank you. You are invited also to follow me on YouTube. And of course, Thea, what's your YouTube channel?
Well, it's my name, Thea Marie Pugales. Yeah, and my Instagram is at theamarie.rph. So yeah,
Okay,
they
perfect.
can follow me there as well.
Okay, so thank you so much. This is Life Expressions. I'm your host, Chari Hinete